Good afternoon. Thank you for the opportunity given to me. Allow me to give a short presentation of our article entitled Understanding the Impact of Mediating the Work Environment on the Mode Choice of Public Transport, Private Vehicle, and Online Transport on Work Travel. I am Melchior Bria as the first author, and the co-authors are Lutfi Jafar and Ahmad Wicaksono. We are from the Department of Civil Engineering, Faculty of Engineering, Brawijaya University. Introduction. In many cities, especially developing countries or countries that are developing modern urban transportation, the classic problem is the low use of public transportation due to vehicle ownership pressure. For example, in Jakarta, passenger cars growth is 6% per year on average, and motorbikes are around 5% per year, and the congestion rate reaches 53% and is ranked 10 in the world. One that contributes to travel in urban areas is work travel. Many models have been produced from studies related to work trips, but they have not studied in more depth in influence of the work environment on the behavior of choosing the mode of transportation. Therefore, in this article, we discuss the mediating impact of the environment variables so that the study aims to examine the indirect effect of socio-economic variables, trip characteristics, transportation infrastructure and service, and the environment on transportation mode choice through the work environment mediation variable. The method used to analyze this indirect effect is the Plsn method. The Plsn method is one of the multivariate analysis techniques. Figure 1 shows how to relationship between the independent and dependent variables. The model of the PLSM consists of two models is the structural model and the outer model. The structural model consists of 16 direct effect paths and 12 indirect effect paths. The outer model consists of 1 reflective variables with 6 indicators and 7 formative variables with 27 indicators. The direct effect is a relationship between independent variable and transport mode, namely public transportation, private vehicle, and online transport. The indirect effect is a relationship between independent variable and the mode of transport through the work environment variable. Next is method. Data obtained by survey using a questionnaire through interviews or direct filling. Respondents are employees in the formal sector and live in Jakarta. Number of respondents 331. The questionnaire consists of questions to measure variables. Socio-economic uses a ratio scale. Trip characteristic uses a nominal scale. Transportation infrastructure and service. Environment, work environment, public transport, private vehicle, and online transport variable use a scale of 1 to 10. 1 to strongly disagree and 10 to strongly agree. Model evaluation parameters consist of validity and reliability tests for reflective models and weight indicator for formative models and structural model tests consisting of predictive relevance and significance of path coefficient. Next slide is result. From the reflective model analysis, all transportation infrastructure and service variables indicators meet the validity and reliability requirements except the availability of the parking area, because the cross-loading value is lower than the cross-loading value of other variables. In the formative model, the age indicator and travel time to home are removed from the model because they do not meet the indicator weight requirements. The structural model analysis results show that only environmental variables have a significant indirect effect on the type of transportation modes. It means that other variables have a direct effect without mediation. However, there is a direct, insignificant relationship between the socio-economic variables and public transport, trip characteristics with public transport and private vehicle. Meanwhile, the effect of work environment variables on transport mode is significant. The indirect effect of environmental variables on modal choice is significant, with a negative weight on public transport but positive for private vehicle and online transport. This means that the reduced use of public transport is indirectly related to the improvement of the environment. Furthermore, the increasing use of private vehicles and online transport is associated with an increasing. Finally is conclusion. The mediating effect of work environmental variables only occurs on environmental variables. The negative effect occurs on the indirect relationship of the environmental variables with public transport. The indirect relationship of the environmental variable with private vehicle and online transport is positive. The direct effect on the choice of public transport with the greatest weight is the transportation infrastructure and service variable. There is a positive influence on the choice of private vehicle from the work environmental variable and socio-economic variables, which are greater than the effect on the choice of using public transportation. Recommendation: policies for the provision of transportation infrastructure and service need to be continuously improved based on information technology that is integrated with the arrangement of office and housing environments and also needs to be supported by workplace policies. Thank you.